Black people are just, sometimes you just gotta love them. Black people, you just gotta love them because what are you gonna do with them? Am I right? And look, it's no secret to anyone that I love and adore black people. So much so that in every single video of mine, I bring up the fact that the richer I become, the more money I get, the blacker I will be. Don't be surprised if I hit $1 million, $2 million, and you'll see me walking around with a do-rag, Timberland boots, and a dashiki. Because I want to be a black guy with money. But black people have certain behaviors that upset everybody. And I hate to say it bothers everybody. And nobody wants to come out and say it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. The number one issue everybody has with black people is their bathing practices. People are fed up already. The poor white people, they don't even know what to say anymore. What is it with this weird obsession of scrubbing your black African American body with a washcloth? Where does that come from? And then to make matters even worse, we have to go on the internet and hear black people say things like, "Wow, people ain't washed their ass with washcloth." No, the answer is no. And it's not just white people. Mexicans don't do it. Chinese people don't do it. Hell, even the Hindus, if they even shower, even they don't use washcloths. You people are crazy. I'll tell you a story. The year was 2017 and I was horny. I wanted to bust a fat nut. Now the problem is that at the time I was fat, ugly, and poor, a loser, I had no ambitions, a typical nobody, so of course I wasn't getting any cheeks. Now that wasn't a problem because New York City is filled with prostitutes. So I went on one of my favorite websites at the time and it was called bedpages.com. For those of you that never had the pleasure of ever visiting bedpages.com, I'm sorry you missed it. Bedpages had all sorts of different women trying to sell some ass. And you had all the flavors on Bedpage. BBWs, Pogs, moms, Hispanic, Mexican ladies with no asses. It was a free-for-all on bedpages.com. Of course, it was too much fun and the government came and shut it down. This caused a pandemonium in the streets. People were going crazy. Guys weren't able to bust a nut anymore. Shootings went up, public urination went up, people defecating on the train went up, all sorts of crimes went up because guys were horny, and they took away our access to hoes by removing Bedpages. And I was a frequent visitor and user of bedpages.com. Remember, like I mentioned before, I was fat, ugly, and poor at the time. There was a moment in my life where I would just wake up in the morning, first thing I do, I'll go to bedpages.com just to see what's going on. I would treat it like it was the morning newspaper. So, at the time, I was getting out of work. I was so horny. And let's just say I was in the mood for chocolate. Yeah, that's right. I was in the mood to have sexual intercourse with an African-American young lady. And so I went on bedpages.com and I started devouring the entire page and I saw a black girl. Just the way I envisioned her, tat, red wig, big old badonkadonk. And I said, she's the one for tonight. And I don't remember her name, but I remember it being something crazy and black like Mystique or Unique. I don't remember exactly. So I contacted her and I said, listen, Mystique, I personally think you're drop dead gorgeous and I would love nothing else in this world than to spend some time with you. Where are you staying tonight so I can come visit? And she gave me the address. She was staying at the Hotel Pennsylvania out there in New York City. Disgusting place, by the way. So I get there and I see this short black lady with an ass as fat as can be. I mean, one of the biggest I've ever encountered in person. And we're talking, we're having a good old time, but I'm getting horny. And I told her, listen, Monique, let's get down to business, okay? Let's get to fucking, because I came here to fuck. You got to get stern with these women because, they'll eat you alive if you don't. And so she says, okay, baby, but let me go in the shower and take a quick bath. And I tell her, listen, Mystique, you're going to go in that shower and take a bath, but don't you dare close that door. You see, I'm going to be here in the bed stroking my beef waiting for you to finish taking a shower, but I want to see that water hit your African-American body. And I want to see the soap drip down the crack of that massive badonkadonk. And she started giggling. You know how black women are. And so I see her hop in the shower, but I notice something. She goes and reaches out and picks up a disgusting, dried-up little rag from the corner of the shower, lathers it up and starts scrubbing all over her body, or washes her face, her neck, and then shoves it in between the crack of her gigantic ass. And I'm just there thinking, what is this all about? And then I remember, oh yeah, that's right, Mystique is black. It's a black people thing. So Mystique hops out the shower, and I say to myself, okay, forget about the wash rag thing. I know it's just, yes, it's disgusting, but let's get over it. It's time for fucking. It's time for some good old black fucking. Now, keep in mind, I came here for the black experience. So I'm expecting Monique to do all the typical black girl things, stand in place and make her clap, then hop in the bed and do all sorts of twerking maneuvers, and I'm just there from behind, just doing that slow smack, and I'm talking like a black guy, of course, because I'm here for the black experience, and I'm just there like, yeah, that's what the a nigga talking about. That's what a nigga talking about. I'm saying all these obscenities to a beautiful young African-American lady at the Hotel Pennsylvania out there in New York City. I'm almost like in a trance. I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth anymore. At this point in my mind, I'm a black guy having sex with a beautiful, thick black girl. We're black fucking. We're about to do some typical African-American nasty fucking. The best kind. My favorite kind. And then something smacked me right across the face and snapped me right out of it. And I was no longer Jaquil. I was no longer Sharif. I was just typical old me. To my mistake and my error, I told Mystique spread it wide open for a real nigga. And again, Mystique was all down for it. Mystique was in the mood. Mystique was like this, daddy, and she spread it wide open, and then it hit me right across the face. A smell that I could only describe as a wet African-American ass. It was disgusting. Slapped me right out of it, kicked me right out of the mood. And then it hit me, well, wait a minute. What was it all for? The wash rag. What was it all for? What was it for? That dirty, disgusting, crusty wash rag that was in the corner of her shower that she got it all wet, lathered it up with soap, tucked it in between the crack of her ass. What was it all for? If the smell is still there, what was it all for? And that's the day that I was convinced that black people, unfortunately for us, black people have still not learned how to bathe. They criticize white people and Mexicans and all these other people because everybody refuses to use a disgusting wash rag, when in reality, they haven't learned how to shower yet. And then you start to think, well, wait a minute. No wonder black people always use cocoa butter. It's to hide their real smell. Because we talk to dermatologists, they say wash rags are a breeding ground for bacteria. I saw Mystique scrub her ass with her wash rag, rinsed it off, put it in the corner, back in the corner where she got it from. Later on, she's going to go ahead and wash her entire body with a disgusting wash rag all over again. And some black people are funny. They'll say something, because I already know what black people are going to say. They'll be like, well, no, I got two wash rags. I got one for my ass and balls, and I got one for my face and body. Really? Oh, really, Darrell? Tell me more about your two wash rags, Darrell. We want to hear it. Tell me more how everybody else is nasty for not using a disgusting wash rag, Charisse. Or how about you give us all a lecture on how we're all so nasty because we don't wash our legs every time we shower, Tavon? It's getting to a point where this is just comedy at this point. Folks, there comes a time where we're just going to have to learn how to properly bathe. And if you don't know, don't worry, I'm here to teach you. First things first, you hop in the shower, you wet your entire body. Everything needs to be wet. And then you need to decide, do I need to wash my hair today, yes or no? Because, of course, you're not supposed to shampoo your hair every single day. What are you, some sort of animal? Your hair's going to be all dry and frizzy. But you wash your scalp every 2 to 3 days, and you really scrub it, and you remove all the disgusting dandruff. Because you people all have dandruff, let's be real here. You all have dandruff. And your scalp stinks. Then you wash behind your ears, around your neck area. And when you get to this part, you really lather it up with soap and start clawing at it with your nails. Start clawing at your neck almost to the point that you're bleeding. Your neck needs to be red when you get out of the shower. After that, you go on to your armpit region. You scrub your armpits really good and remove all that gunk. Then, and only then, can you go on and move on to your dick and balls. When you go down to your dick and balls, really get around your dick head, really clean the tip of your dick because it smells like urine and feces. You were probably doing some sort of action. Then scrub your nuts, wash your balls, washing the sides of your balls. Then and only then can you go ahead and wash your ass. And then you get out of the shower. Keep in mind, I never mentioned washing your arms. I never mentioned washing your legs, washing your feet. I never mentioned any of these things. You wash your face, your neck, your scalp, your dick and balls and your ass, and you hop right out of the shower. What are you washing your legs for? What are you washing your arms for? I mean, what are we doing here, folks? Oh, but there's a lot of sweat. Yeah, there's water raining down on me the entire time. Wiping off all the sweat. Hot water is raining down upon you, washing down all the sweat and all the bacteria. There's no need to wash your legs. There's no need to wash your arms. There's no need to wash your back. There's no need to wash your feet. All of the shampoo and soap that you're using on your neck, face, scalp, armpits, dick, and balls and ass. As the water rains down upon you and washes away all the soap and shampoo, it rains down your body, washing your legs, washing your back, and washing your disgusting, dirty feet. And that's it. Black people, it's time you guys become civilized and learn how to properly bathe. You guys have been washing your ass for all these years and nobody said a thing. We left you alone, but now you want to shame people on the internet when you guys are wrong. It's time to stop. You need to do better.